so we're just gonna jump right into the meatiness of this podcast for right now. Black businesses.
Yay.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna go into: should we distinguish between black and non-black owned businesses? Is it necessary to distinguish that? What are your thoughts, Fu?
We should distinguish black businesses. I mean, if we're talking about group economics, I mean, but I'm not sure that black people are working together to achieve something. But I'm saying hypothetically, a group of black people who are entrepreneurs and doing their thing, group up and they, I don't know, let's say real estate. They, might start with buying a house and buy up a block, and then, now they have stake in their community. So, like, to me, yeah, that just makes sense. I don't know.
Okay. I actually have a question for G on this one, because I think you put this question in. What do you mean by distinguish between black and non-black? Should there be like...
So, like, should you promote yourself as a black-owned business? And me personally, I think you should. And the reason why is because I think we should encourage our people to support our people. And for that to happen, we have to identify those businesses that are created from our own community. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I say we should definitely distinguish between the two, because, I don't feel like we're going into it from a level playing field. You know what I mean? If our unemployment levels are higher, to me, the way that we lower unemployment is by being self-employed and supporting those that are creating job opportunities for each other. So, hence, we should identify and acknowledge black-owned businesses.
Okay. My take on that is going to be slightly different. While I don't disagree...
Why am I not surprised?
Well, no. I agree that it should be highlighted, but not in an egregious way. Not in a, talk to my name is Andre, and this is my black-owned business. You know what I mean? Like, support me now. I don't think it should be done that way.
Because black.
Yeah, because I'm black. You know what I mean? Because, first of all, who I am is going to speak for itself. If I'm the face of the company, people are going to know, okay, this guy owns it. He's the CEO. He's the owner, founder. That's already going to speak enough for itself.
It's kind of hard to hide that.
You can't hide that. You know what I mean? I don't blend in.
You can hide it.
I mean, you can hide it.
Vibes cartel,
and that's my
baby.
That's my other argument, is that there are times when it doesn't need to be said that you're a black-owned business, because it has nothing to do with what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Business is about transactions. It's about, you know what I mean, providing services, receiving for those services. I don't necessarily have to say, hey, by the way, I'm black and I'm going to do this for you. I could just do a good job at what I'm doing, and all the rest of that can come as it comes. I don't necessarily need to highlight it to my clientele or, to people who know my business.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. I like the approach that, the razor company is taking. Bevel is taking.
Bevel.
It's like, on the one hand, they're black owned, and that's good, right? But they don't go overboard with it in their marketing and on their merchandise. It's not overboard. Anybody can kind of use it also if they wanted to, but they do kind of gear it towards
the target audience.
You know what I mean? A target audience.
Yeah, but they're marketing their products to black men in particular.
I get that, but it's not only.
Black people don't necessarily need to just sell to black people.
I agree.
Everybody else sells to us, and we buy from everybody else. So we need companies that market to a wide range of people.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, that's kind of a different argument too. It's like whether or not you should specifically only make your services available to one race.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do you think you're cutting out if you label yourself black owned? Do you think you're gonna miss out?
Anytime you label yourself anything, you're gonna cut out a specific segment of society.
Yeah, because you become a niche now.
You're a niche, and you're never going to.
Yo, this is their Instagram, bro.
Listen, I said I get it. I know what they're doing. They're marketing, but they're not constantly screaming it from the rooftop. Yo, we're black owned.
I think they are though.
What?
But this is how they choose to market their business. That's fine. I'm not saying that this is a problem.
Okay.
I'm saying, do you think when Bevel goes into a meeting with a manufacturer, the first thing they say to them is, "Hey, you better recognize that we're a black-owned business."
Nah, I don't think the manufacturer cares about that. The manufacturer just wants their money.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I said. In certain situations, it makes sense to, and in other situations, it makes sense to just let the business speak for itself.
Yeah, that's not like in the bio.
Yeah,
No,
that's all it is. That's all I'm saying. Where it's necessary, you do it. Where it's not necessary, you leave it out, because then you could cause issues for your business.
So now, do we go out of our way to support these black businesses?
If it's good business, yes, but not if it's we have this idea that if it's black owned, that you must support it, and I don't believe that, because I believe in the market speaking, meaning when you do something correct and you offer it to the market, whether that's black people, white people, if your product that you're offering is a good product and it's a price that segment can afford, or it's a service that segment wants, and you're providing it properly and you're doing it to the best of your ability, and they're giving you that feedback, then that's what's important.
See, so I look at going out of your way to support black business, like specifically looking for black businesses.
You know what? I almost agree with them until like your last statement, right?
I go out
because
of my way.
I feel like now you have to go out your way, because you're talking about, for a lot of our people, right? They have mom and pop stores.
Yes.
When you're a mom and pop store, you cannot compete with a Walmart or a Target, or a Home Depot, where because of the sheer size, they could get major discounts with the products that they sell.
Mm-hmm.
How can you compete with that, right? The only thing you have pretty much is customer loyalty, right? Okay. And so because of that, we have to go out our way to make sure that these businesses survive, right? I remember when I was in college at UMass Amherst, literally they won't, in the city of Amherst, McDonald's wasn't allowed, like different major like fast food chains, they said no. Walmart, they also said no. So all of that was in the next town over. Why? Because Amherst values their mom and pop stores. You see what I'm saying? You're keeping the money fluctuating within the community. Once you start talking about the market, technically major corporations will always win, because they could practically buy you out.
Well, I bought my first bevel razor at a Target. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day,
but that's, if anything, that's a partnership. You see what I'm saying?
But what I'm trying to say is I didn't seek out to buy it from my local barber shop or, the local shop selling oils. I bought it from Target.
So selling
you know what I mean? Like, but that's the point I'm trying to make is it was a good product.
Selling oils.
They had good marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They spoke to me directly about my issues that I needed solved, and I bought their product. And the fact that they were black owned made it even better. It made me feel even better to support them. But I bought it at Walmart. I bought it at the Target.
Can I make a quick point? So I'm thinking about this, about like economic insulation, right? How many times does the black dollar even flip in the black community? You know what I mean? Maybe once, maybe, you know what I mean? And
all right, well, I think Food's kind of jumping the gun. That was but that's the next question.
But I'm just saying, in terms of this question, like, you need to support the businesses in your community, and also you need to create that room for businesses to grow, because a lot of times that, these businesses aren't totally developed. You know what I mean? They might be.
So what are those stereotypes then?
Huh?
What are the stereotypes about black businesses?
I mean, we know them. We know, you go to a Jamaican restaurant, you ain't gonna get good service.
I don't even. Honestly,
that's a real stereotype, though.
Yes,
all right, kind of piggybacking off of Food. Dre, should we even support black business?
We should support black business, but my caveat to that is, we support black business that's doing business well. Period. Okay. I don't believe in supporting a black business because someone down the street has a black T-shirt shop, but their customer service is poor. The way they display their items is terrible. You know what I mean? Like, to me, the quality of how you do something matters, and so you should support that. Because now, if another black owned T-shirt shop opened up, and they did all that right, and then we go and support them. Should we feel bad that the one that didn't do it right is going out of business because we didn't support that?
I mean, but that's all subjective. It's going to be about the customer's interaction with the business. And that's why I'm saying businesses make mistakes too.
Absolutely.
People make mistakes.
Absolutely.
And we need
feedback.
We need that feedback.
You need that feedback.
I'm not saying like let these dudes off the hook for bad, product. You know what I mean?
Do they accept the feedback when you give them the feedback?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. I'm not gonna name the company, but I bought some boots from a black owned boot company, right? Because I try to support black businesses. Me personally, consciously, I try to support black businesses as much as possible. It took like 3.5 weeks for these boots to get there. I ain't getting
ain't nothing. I got one up on you,
huh?
And I ordered a shirt.
Wait, hold on. At the time, my roommate was like, "Yo, you need to just send those back. Like, you need But I was just like, "Yo, I might be the dude who sends those back, and that goes out of business."
Be it, man.
I want them to learn. Now, I told actually emailed the CEO of the company, and then he fixed it, and he gave me a discount for the boots, and he made it right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we can hold each other accountable. But like, had I been like, these boots is taking mad long, this will never happen at no white business. Forget that, yo. You know what I mean? Then, I wouldn't have my fly
I don't even think
boots.
you have to say this will never happen in white business. I think
black people definitely say
well,
that.
I'm saying,
trill.
When you don't get good service, you just don't get good service. The first thing in my head when I don't get good service is, damn, I would have got better service as a white business. It's, damn, what are these people thinking? You know what I mean? Like, this is terrible. I don't automatically go to the race ownership of the business. It's, what are they thinking?
But especially when
like this?
I'm saying, especially when it's your own people, you have your own expectations of what you. So, when it's black people letting down black people, there's like an extra.
Because you feel like, come on, man, you made it this far.
You should be doing better.
Not even. How about the old saying? Black people, we got to go twice as hard to hope for half as much. So if you're giving me half-ass service, I might not show up again. You know what I mean? So something that we got to consider, right?
But I say that.
I'm a firm believer in best performance of duty, right?
Yeah.
Anything that you do, try to do it put your best foot forward.
Absolutely.
Customer service has to be excellent. Why? Because going into a business, there's going to be black people that are suffering from self-hatred that's going to look for a reason not to support you. So when you're going into business, you have to anticipate that and say, you know what, this is how I'm going to combat it with excellent service. I'm going to make you feel so happy while you're in my store or whenever I'm providing a service that you're coming back. That's what we need to do. You know what I mean? And
I agree with that. The customer service end of that.
I have several stories of some fuckery when it comes to black-owned businesses. One in particular it's in the hood on Blue Hill Ave. I'm not gonna say. I think it's closed down actually, but
damn,
went in there because one of my students was like, "Yo, G, check this spot out. Best Louisiana food in the city. Blah 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 blah." I was like, "All right, you know what? I'm gonna go after work." Went there with my wife. I get there. In the front of the store, in front of the restaurant, whatever, there was a guy smoking a cigarette. One of the workers smoking a cigarette. I was like, God damn, this is crazy.
Strike one.
But I go in there. You know what I mean? I place my order. They fucked up my order.
Strike two.
It took a minute, but I was like, whatever. I get in the car and I drive around the corner, and I was like, told my wife, you know what, just look through the food, make sure our order is good. My wife was like, they messed up both our orders. I circle back. I come back.
Strike three.
And I was like, excuse me, sir. You messed up my order. He immediately starts yelling at his underlings. You know what I mean? The cooks and everything. The cook is yelling back like, this is the order that you sent me. I'm just cooking what you told me to cook. He's like, what? Where's the receipt? They couldn't find a receipt. I'm like,
how many people were in the restaurant when you went in there?
Oh, I mean, like patrons, like supporters of the.
Like how many people were actually ordering food?
2 people ordering food.
So that
should tell you something right
exactly,
there. It was
right?
myself and somebody else.
So
That's
it.
Now, mind you, I know the other person. Me and Fu knows the other guy that was in there, right? And so I'm talking to him. He's looking at me like, yo, this is crazy. The guy that was outside smoking a cigarette, he comes in. He's like, yo, come on, Unc. Yo, why you yelling at him? Yo, like, blah, 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 blah. He's like, what? Motherfucker, I told you to wear your uniform. Again, you don't have a uniform. You smoking cigarettes. You smelling all fucked up. I'm like, whoa, all of this happened in front of me. And I'm like, damn, yo, I'm so pro-black. I'm trying, yo. I'm really trying. But I was like, yo, I don't know. You know what I mean?
That shouldn't even have been a question. Like,
you gotta understand, the struggle's real, so I understand, right?
So that goes right into, should we even support, do you support those?
Oh, nah, I ain't support these motherfuckers. But hold on, let me finish, though.
Mm-hmm.
After he's spazzing, yelling at everybody, then he goes to me with a sad story. I'm so sorry, brother. You know, like... And because, you know, my wife was nice talking to him and everything. He's like, you're a young couple, man. You remind me of my wife and myself. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, oh, I grew up in Baltimore. Give me all this, the sad story. We almost closed down, but glory be to God.
Playing that
violin. Hit me with the glory be to God. We got a truck.
Now, what's he trying to do?
Contract.
What's he trying to do? Right?
He's
trying to pull all your black cards.
Exactly.
He's pulling your black cards.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, you know, don't worry about it, brother. You know, like, you know, my students say, you know, you got good food, whatever. He's like, man, you don't understand. It's just been so hard, you know, but we working hard, you know, just I promise you, man, like, glory be to God, saying all this shit. I'm like, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? So I grab my food. We get to the crib. Yeah, that food was certified trash. I was so mad. I'm yelling at my student. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, how you gonna co-sign this shit? You know what I mean? So I get it.
That's terrible.
Trust me, I get it. However, I still think we should always try and support. I got another funny story. One of my students, right? I convinced my students to bank black. And it took him like probably a month to get his debit card from a black bank. I ain't going to say which one. But God damn it, man. I was like, it hurts, man. It really hurts when you trying to support.
That's about the come up. If we were coming up in business, we don't have the resources that other businesses that we're competing against. You know what I mean?
Dude, it don't take long to send somebody something, man. All these systems are automated now. Like, it really shouldn't take a month to get your
hold on, but let me explain. I got another story though. But now, so there's a popular YouTuber that was selling T-shirts, right? And they were like black Harlem shirts. So I ordered one. It literally came in like a month, almost a month and a half. It was a force. I was like tight, but I'm like, you know what, yo, it's not that much. It was like $30, like whatever. I'll count it as an L. But randomly it showed up in my mail, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But the quality was all fucked up, stingy and shit. I was like, God damn. You know what I mean? But I was like, I just counted it as an L. That's just how I am, right? But then he actually, like a year later, had like a video, because I guess he's been receiving mad complaints. And he explained that it actually wasn't him. It was the manufacturer that he was dealing with that slimed them, you know? And so I understand, but the problem is I think business owners, they don't do a great job explaining that to their customers.
Absolutely.
So like, you know, because I'm in grad school, right? One of the case studies I had to do was Amazon, right? Amazon and Zappos, right? And they're known for excellent customer service. Why? Because if they mess up, they go out their way to cater to the customer. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's the difference between like a lot of traditional businesses versus like small mom and pop stores. Small mom and pop stores, regardless of color, creed, whatever, they can't provide that level of customer service because they're going to take a L. You know what I mean? So if they go like, okay, you know what, we're going to fully refund you or what have you, that's inventory money that they was expecting probably to keep the lights on or something.
Absolutely. But
so they can't afford that.
When you can't afford to do certain things like that,
They
that
go
means
harder.
that your
I
initial
get it.
setup needs to be impeccable. And there's no
I
reason why
agree.
it can't
I
be.
agree.
There's no reason why it can't be, because you took the time to go into business, write up this plan, figure it all out. You should understand what's coming in, what's going, how many hours it takes to do something, because you're not
Yo, but
presenting.
Dre, can we keep it 100? There's a lot of our people don't understand what it takes to be business owners.
In 2017, it doesn't make any sense, dog. It doesn't make sense, fam.
Google it.
Hold on. You see, hold on. Normally, I make what Food just said. I usually make that same argument. But the reality is, how many people actually are doing their Googles?
How
many are actually, go and take a class in entrepreneurship? Why not? They should, but they don't.
Saying,
but why?
To me, it's the simple things.
Because they think they got it.
Why do they think they have it though? Why?
It's not even,
why do they assume that they could just open up a business and compete with someone who's done?
Think about a majority of new businesses fail.
Well, 80%.
Yeah,
in the first 5 years, and then after that, after the first 5 years, the other 80% fail. You know what I mean? So, and that's across the board. That's not black or white, right? So the same thing happens to white people who think that they can just open up shop and win. It doesn't work like that. If you don't do your homework, you will not win. You know what I mean? And it's like right now, I mean, you guys have me on this podcast because I own businesses. I own businesses and I try to run them a certain way. I didn't go to business school, but what I do have is the ability to buy books. And I read, dog. I mean, it's so simple. I have a Kindle, and the only thing on my Kindle is business books. That's what I read. You know what I mean? How to run a business, how to manage a business. And when you collect books from not one author, but many different authors on the subject of business, certain things are consistent. They start to pop out of what you always have to do. And that's how you start to get a kind of a ground plan of, okay, I know I have to have this done. I know I have to have that done in order to have a good business. And then you go out of your way to do it. Otherwise, the book I'm reading right now is called The E-Myth, The Entrepreneurial Myth, why most people think that they can be entrepreneurs, but the reality is that they can't because they're not willing to do what it takes to have a successful business. They want the win right away. You know what I mean? And it's like you just can't have you can't have it that way.
They gotta do the sacrifice.
It took me 5 years before I had my first employee. I worked myself for 5 years straight before I could hire somebody. But I had to do that work in order to understand what it was going to be like before I got somebody else in there. You know what I mean? And it's like I didn't complain and point fingers and be like, well, damn, they did it and F them and
white man's holding me back.
I didn't do that. I just was like, okay, let me see what I have to do. I just after, and you guys can testify to this, I just reactivated my Facebook after like 7-8 years. I wasn't on Facebook. I wasn't on Instagram. I wasn't focusing
on Kindle, dog.
Social media. I was focused on growing my business.
And nobody was messaging back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I just now got back on Facebook after like 8 years off of Facebook. So that's the point I'm trying to make. I took that sacrifice and made that dedication to make sure that my business did well. And other businesses that do that will succeed. And sometimes they fail, hopefully. Sometimes they fail because the market or maybe But
even if they fail, hopefully the takeaways are
absolutely.
Positive.
And guess what?
Learn from their mistakes.
Guess what? When they try it again, they do even better.
But I just want to say, man, especially with black businesses, man, there's a reputation of customer service being not so great. And so those are little things that, it doesn't take much to treat your customer kind.
It's so easy.
It's so easy.
Yeah, I don't get that.
But, a lot of times, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I've been in restaurants and stuff, and I get attitude, like, after I point something out that was done wrong, and, I'm Haitian, I went to a Haitian restaurant a few months ago. I won't say the name of the restaurant, but, I asked for this dish called legume. And, I'm vegan, so, I'm asking
man, they actually
that
put beef in it, right?
That they can make me some of it with no beef.
First of all the time,
they told me they wasn't going to make it. And it was like, if you want it, we can pick the meat out of it.
Oh, by hand?
Now,
they that
we'll make it with meat and then we'll pick it out by hand.
I was like, we'll pick the meat out of it and sell it to you. Not only is that that's disrespectful, that's unhygienic. That's like, I'm like,
hey, you spending your money there, though.
And I'm spending my money there. And that's my people. That's my people. So I'm like, I was real tight.
Yo, bro, that ain't nothing. The same spot. You know how many times I went to that place?
You went back?
No, hold on. Yo, that was the spot that I brought you to,
Forgiveness.
Right? Yo, that spot is hood. every time I go there, yo, if you know the leg game always people ask for that with beef. Why you always say, yo, we ran out of beef. I'm like, God damn. One time they said they had beef. In my whole plate, there was only one piece of beef, yo.
You see, and you know what's funny? I used to think that people, when this question comes up, I used to think like, okay, they're forcing it when they say that black businesses be running out of shit. But the fact that you just said that, I mean, that's pretty sad.
Outrageous, bro.
You know what I mean? That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad.
But see, that's
I can never get curry chicken because they run out of that shit all the time.
The customer service aspect is probably not, if not the most important aspect, of a very vital aspect to business, period. Not just black business, but business.
You'll win anyone over with great customer service. I don't see any excuse for weak customer service.
Like I said about the dude with the boots. I was tight. I was like, yo, these boots is like it take 3 weeks for boots to get shipped. But
damn.
But he explained. You know what I mean? It could have been.
Of course, anything could be explained. Anything you can make an excuse for anything.
It's not the explanation. It's the fact that he made up for it, and he was like, "Yo, we appreciate." Just him saying, "Yo, we're sorry. We appreciate your business." Yo, it totally disarmed me.
Yeah,
because I was ready for war.
Mad. It's hard to be mad.
I was like, "Yo, I'm about to get at this nigga. I'm about to." And then he was like, all right. he's not so bad. He's cool.
Listen, I'll just say this.
I still
and I think this is indicative,
and
it's important for black people to understand this, and it's something that I've been reading right now. The way you conduct your business speaks volumes about the way you conduct your personal life. If you're sloppy in your personal life, you'll be sloppy in your business. If you're late in your personal life, things will be late in your business. And if you're disorganized in your personal life, things are disorganized in your business.
Because the business relies on you.
It's a reflection of your abilities. You know what I mean? So that really is the truth.
Looking at me? You think I can't be a boss?
See, you put yourself on blast.
It's all right. I see you looking at me. But it's all right. I'm going to just get a Jewish manager. We're going to be good.
Still can't help himself.
Yo, we're going to move on to the next piece. We're going to move on to the next piece. So the next joint is basically if Jay-Z is part owner of Tidal, and I think this should be, I think he's not majority, or I think it's majority artist owned, but if Jay-Z's part owner of Tidal, does that make Tidal a black business?
Majority, yeah.
That's a tough one.
Does that make it a black business? He's part owner. I wouldn't call it a black. My definition of black business means either you founded and started it, or you own majority share in it. It's like.
What about if you're the face of it though?
Nah, you don't.
He was the face of the Brooklyn, like when Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, you don't own it.
Jay-Z was like, "Yo, I own the Nets. Yo, bring the Nets to Brooklyn."
I think he owned like 4%.
Yeah, he owned like 4%. But people don't know. As long as you said you own, that's all they know. And
I think that. I don't have a problem with him owning however much he owns of Tidal. At all.
No, but my point in saying the Brooklyn Nets is because people thought
that he owned the team.
There was a perception that he owned the team.
Well, it's a franchise. He owns a piece of the franchise.
When they left New Jersey and went to Brooklyn, people was tight because he sold his shares. And what he do? He started a sports agency. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to look at it specifically, I would say black owned means you founded and you own majority share.
Yo, so Fu, are you saying that black businessmen have to be Jesus Christ?
No, I'm not saying.
No,
do what you want.
Not at all.
Do what you want. I mean, how you conduct your business, say who you are.
But in terms of the question, to answer that question specifically, if he's part owner, and that says it all. He's part owner. He doesn't own Tidal. Yes. He's part owner.
So therefore,
you wouldn't call Tidal a black business.
No, it's not a black either. It's Jay-Z's business portion that he's trying to promote to black people as
Now, what if he is majority owner?
I think
if he's majority owner, then that's different. He owns it. He owns it. Now it's in all of his control. Ownership means you control it. So your decisions, your actions, who you market to, is going to have a significant impact on the company.
I mean, he could be a silent partner. I don't know. I don't know the amount of shares.
I believe he's I know it's majority artist owned. I think he purchased a majority, but then sold a chunk of it to all those other artists that are involved, like Nicki and
yeah. I mean, let's
Punk and all,
take for example Amazon. Jeff Bezos he owns 53%. The rest is split up amongst shareholders. He's still the owner, right? But there's so many people making decisions that he has to go along with. I mean, even Steve Jobs was kicked out of his own company. Once you take on shareholders, it's a whole nother ballgame.
Goes public.
You know what I mean? If the board says, we don't like your decision making, they could kick your ass out of there quick.
I started this.
Nah, if you have, unless they could prove, because you have fiduciary responsibility.
Yes.
If you're negligent in running the actual business, then the board has the right to actually. Oh, thank you. The board actually has the right to vote you out.
Yes.
But then that's like they're proving that you're negligent in running the actual organization, the corporation. So even if you're a majority shareholder, they just need to find that loophole.
So that's basically what happened to Dave Mays and Ray Benzino when they lost the Source.
I'm not too sure.
I don't know.
That.
I mean, I don't
know. Maybe I don't know.
They were majority shareholders but the company went. I believe it went public, or another company owned part of it, and they were X'd out. But they were the founders of the Source. Benzino and Dave Mays started the magazine themselves. Yeah, and then.
Well, many times,
pushed out.
People start and found things, and they get kicked out. Yeah, why? Because they didn't do their homework before they took the company public and took on. Because when you take on a board, you're not just taking on random people. A lot of times, these people are bringing something to the table that you need. You know what I mean? They're bringing either capital,
experts in the field.
Yeah, they're experts. They're bringing capital, or they're bringing expertise, and you waste their time, fuck up their money, and then you fuck up everybody else's money that's investing in you. They'll kick your ass. That
also happens in nonprofits all the time.
Yeah, that happens in nonprofits.
Where like the person who probably founded it, right? They're passionate about whatever service that they're providing to humanity. However, that's where it stops.
Yes.
They have no
business acumen.
Exactly.
No business.
They lack skill sets to actually manage an organization. And so their board of directors say, you know what, thank you, but no thank you. You got to go. Even though you created this, you started everything from scratch. Once you got it up and running, they take over because you're not the best fit for the organization.
And that's what black people, I think, have to understand about business, is that sometimes you can start something, be the founder and majority owner, but you better understand yourself, that whole self connection to business, and know whether or not you need to delegate responsibilities away from yourself before you fuck up your own shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sometimes you may just have to delegate your role to someone else who has experience doing that, instead of thinking that, well, it's my business, I'm gonna do it all myself, fuck these people, I'm gonna just do it. And then when you're out of business, you don't have nobody to blame but yourself.
Do what I want.
You know what I mean?
It happened to Famous Amos. It could happen to anybody. But next part of that, actually, if a business owner is black, but the majority of the staff is white, or all white, but the owner's black, is it still a black-owned business?
Yes, it is.
The owner's black.
No, not black-owned business. Is it a black business?
Is it a black business?
Is it a black business?
I mean, what define black business? So I think we should define that.
Well, this is what I'm saying. If the I'm pretty sure there are white businesses, right, where the business owner might be a white supremacist. But he needs. I mean, I gotta go.
Yeah, I would need a black business.
But he needs. You would
have to define black business. You can't.
He
Because
needs people to work.
Now you're kind of like throwing darts at nothing. What is black business?
But that's what I'm saying. Like it could be.
I mean, to me, black business is something that caters to black people.
All right,
I guess if you're gonna say black business,
no, there are white businesses that cater to black people. Is that black business? BET is owned by CBS.
Yeah, would you consider BET
they owned
black
by
business?
Viacom? Is BET a black business?
I swear,
they owned by Viacom.
You kill me so much.
What?
I know you didn't read the questions.
What?
I swear to God.
Bruh.
It's one of the questions, bro. Just
what?
Yo, you're killing me. Pull out your phone, please.
What?
Please just pull out your phone.
Yo, hold up. Can I didn't even finish one of my points.
So okay, so let me just let's get it straight. black business and
Yes.
black-owned business are two separate categories.
They're going to be two separate categories.
So that's how we're going to look at this, that they're two separate things.
What? Black
Black-owned
owned?
and black business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so black business. So we're saying black people are
The main
the
market.
target.
They're the market.
Yeah.
They're the
they're
main
the target market. So what? Like I said, there are several white-owned businesses where black people are the target market. Black people might even be employed and own the business, but because it's white-owned.
I think you're getting off topic, fam.
But this is it's not on topic. If it's black
owned business has all white employees, is that what you're saying?
if a black-owned business has all white employees,
Is it still
Is
a
it still a
black
black-
business?
Yeah.
Well, if they're still catering to black
Nah,
people.
the customers are also white.
Oh, if the customers
Yeah,
are also
if a
white,
black
then I
owned
mean that's a
business is
no-brainer.
the-
It's not a black business. It's just a black-owned business.
All right,
I mean
got
that's a
you.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
That really is no debate.
nah.
Y'all go so hard for a
Wait,
small
so you're
question.
saying white people are the patrons, but I'm saying who's working there?
Okay,
White
so
folk.
put it this way. Put
It's
it this way.
majority white
Let's
folk,
put it
but
this
Yo,
like,
way.
all
Here's
the
a-
employees are white.
Let's-
All the
let's
customers
reverse
are
it.
white.
Let's
the
reverse
owner
it.
is black. Is it a black business?
Let's reverse it.
Mm-hmm.
The owner is black. All the employees are black, but the clientele that they serve is majority white
I still think it's a black business.
That's a black business.
because he employs all black people.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Because when white people, the white customers go in there, they view it as a black business because everyone
yes.
that they see is
Makes
black.
sense. Makes sense.
Mhm.
And
Makes
is
sense.
that the same with all white staff and white owner, but they're catering to black people? Is that black business? If black business is catering to black people, and these white people are catering to black people,
That
is
was
that
my
black
point.
business?
That's what I was trying to
A
say.
white
too.
dude owns it.
I think y'all, if y'all read the questions,
I can't.
I'm
even
reading
do
the
it.
question, but I didn't write
that's
this
actually
question.
one of the questions that we're getting down further.
Well, let's just go. Let's
But
just let's,
well, we're
might
just
as well
jumping right
jump
into it.
let's
yeah.
do it. Let's do. I mean,
It's
this
got to
is gonna,
flow. I
this is gonna
can't
flow.
jump into something else and then jump back.
This ain't
Y'all-
school,
What we
dog. It's a
talking about?
podcast,
Shea
man.
moisture?
Come on, man.
structure for a
Try to
reason.
structure the shit out of it, you know. But I'm curious now. You know what I mean? I want to know what y'all think because I don't think that's black business.
Okay, well, here's a question.
I mean, by that logic, it is.
What? Why
is
not?
it important?
If they employ black people,
What's
right?
important about it?
I thought that was
Is it
The
important that
importance
they
is-
serve black people, or is it important that they own it? Which is the more important one?
Now, I think it's the ownership, right, and the empowerment of the community. Because to me, if you're a black owner, but you're employing white people and you're servicing white people, I don't view that as pretty much a black business because the black community doesn't benefit.
However, what if you see? There's this idea that I like. I like this idea of you know, poor people can't necessarily help poor people, right?
That's not necessarily true.
Well, what I'm trying to say is I like the idea of building wealth so that you can then help those who are disenfranchised.
Yeah, but most of the time, people who build wealth take their asses and leave.
If the person, this is the hypothetical, if the person is black, they own the business, they hire white, they cater to white, but then they take the profits that they're making and put it back into black communities, is it still a black business?
Then I'm gonna go. It's a black business.
Yeah.
Yup.
Oh, there you go. So
I
I mean,
mean,
that's
that's a good
another.
example.
servicing the black community.
That's a good example.
I guess so.
But that was my whole point in bringing. There are tons of white-owned businesses where the majority of the staff is black and they serve the black community.
So
but a
these
white
white-owned
person owns it.
businesses can call themselves black businesses.
think-
That's what I was about to say because I was like, yo,
I'm like, hang on.
But they
this
do.
is why it
I can't
seems
even say
like
the name
it
of the
comes down to
restaurant.
an individualized kind of thing. Because again, what if it's white owned?
Right.
They cater to whites,
Right.
Right, but they take the profits. They not only help white communities or whatever communities, but they
Right.
also help black communities.
Right.
What is to be said about that company that also puts money into black communities to get them to thrive?
And this is really hypothetical because I don't even think this company exists. But
Well, and you got to remember, I think, here's the other thing. I think sometimes people get it twisted when they think company. When you throw the words around company, corporation, unfortunately, those words hold such large connotations. Like, it's this huge Fortune 500. I mean,
I'm
there are
talking about
thousands of
fictitious legal
companies.
person. That's all I'm talking
No,
about.
I'm saying there's thousands of companies in the United States that, they make lots of money, and what that individual chooses to do with his company's money, you may never know, right? You don't
That's
know.
true.
You don't know where he's investing his money and where he's not investing his money, and that might be a personal thing for him.
That's what I'm saying.
Or her.
That was my point in saying a business can be white owned by a racist. You know what I mean? You don't know what the racist is. You know what I mean?
What'd you say? Say that again.
It can be owned by a racist, but it's like, all right, the
A black
best
business can be owned by a racist?
No. I'm saying just a business, but I need black people. This black person is the best person to be the accountant.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know my agenda. My personal agenda is, as the owner, is like, yeah, I'm just using you to get my bottom line.
Okay.
But
that goes into the next question.
But see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If it's his personal agenda and he's not making it known to anyone but himself, this is where the libertarian part comes out. He's entitled to his personal feelings. I can't. You're paying me as an accountant.
Yeah.
And I'm making money. You're actually paying my salary. I can take care of my family. I'm making money. But in the back of your head, you're like, fuck black people, man. He don't even know. Well, unless you're exercising that somewhere where you're actually exercising your racism, then maybe that delusion that you have in your own head, how is that affecting me? You're paying me money and I'm supporting myself.
I mean, as a black person, if you're working for that business, you're gonna you're supporting racism.
But how would you know that? How would you know that? He's not letting you know. Obviously, if he let you know, you would bounce.
Yeah, why you looking at us like?
Yeah, you look.
I actually because I was thinking about it like this. I was like, I think this is indicative. I think it's indicative.
He got that
of
look like, you know, when a dude like he's scared to shoot the fair one, so he looks at his man, it's like, yo, y'all gonna jump in, right? Like,
no. I understand what you're saying. That makes absolute sense, but.
What a man thinks personally is what he thinks personally. How he acts on his thoughts,
yeah,
and how it affects people, that's completely different. But if he thinks personally, like I'm a piece of shit.
I'm not talking about thinking though, because I think anybody with an ideology will act it out at any, you know what I mean, any point in time.
Well, before
you don't have an ideology it's like, oh, I want to make the world like this. But I'm not gonna, especially if you're an entrepreneur.
Well, no, that's not true.
Owner.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Well, hang on.
Actually, that brings it to the next question.
Yeah, I just want to get this
okay.
next question out the way because it runs right into it. What are your thoughts on black businesses that actually sell their businesses to white corporations?
Hey, come up.
It depends. I'm gonna use.
It's not.
I'm fucking with you. I'm
gonna actually use.
Because Bevel refused.
That's the personal beliefs. That's the corporate culture.
That's the standard.
His standard in corporate culture is that we're going to keep this business within or black ownership, right? But there are different levels of business. There are some types of business that you start for the sole purpose to sell it down the line.
The main objective is to maximize profit.
Exactly. So you know that, okay, I have a bigger idea, so I'm going to start this business, get it to a certain point, and sell it. And then I can use the funds for that to start something
So
else.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah, I think
like,
it depends
even
on
with
the individual.
like your businesses, right?
Yes.
Don't you feel like it's important, let's say, for younger black kids to see like a successful black business owner?
Absolutely.
So let's just say your competition's like, fuck,
but
this dude is really stealing our clientele. Let's just buy him out.
I think it's more. Let me
Would you
let me
just
correct
you
that.
know, fuck it.
It's important for young black people to see smart business ownership, not just a business owner because he's black. If I'm a black business owner and I sell companies, I buy companies, I know how to delegate, that's managing smart. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna ride on the laurels of, hey, I own this business, hey, look at me. Look at how I'm conducting myself as a businessman, not just that I am a businessman, I own this black company. You know what I mean? I think that's more important, is look at how I manage how the actions
So how about, let me rephrase then. I'm a spice up the question a little bit.
Yes.
So you convinced a whole bunch of black people to support your product because you hit them with the angle of, yo, buy black, all of that good stuff. And they said, all right, bet. And they do that. then you sell it to a white corporation.
Well,
do you feel guilty in any way, or you be like, yo, fuck it, yo, it's business, maximize profit?
What's
That's
the goal?
That Western devil way of thinking.
It's a goal.
Yeah.
You have to
Oh,
ask, what's your goal?
Is to cash out, right? If the goal is to cash out, are you willing to do something like that?
Did you?
How about this? Do you view that as unethical to do that?
It's
to
unethical.
mislead?
It's unethical if you made it seem as though this is a black-owned business and it will always be a black-owned business.
No, stop it. There's no business out here that goes, oh, we hope to sell.
No. What do you mean? Not that they say we hope to sell, but if they're
the only companies that's kind of implied that do that is the tech industry, right? Where it's kind of like most likely 9 out of 10 times they're gonna be absorbed by like let's say a Google or Apple or some type of tech company that's like a giant.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because they go like, oh wow, like just like YouTube got absorbed by Google. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
In that industry, yes. What other?
Give me an example. I'm trying to give me an example. So let's say Bevel.
How about this? Shea Moisture, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So Shea Moisture, even though it's currently still majority shares is still with the owner, right?
Yeah.
But it's like 49% owned by some white corporation. I forgot which one it was. Yeah. But 49%. Imagine if this guy who prided himself off of being for the people and then out of nowhere just sold it to let's say like Pantene or something. Mm-hmm. Like just off rip.
Well, here's the thing.
It might be let
me all of those sisters to support his products.
Let me introduce this idea, which is that the company's why, right? Mm-hmm. What was the company's initial their mission,
why, right?
Their mission.
Well,
it's important.
Do the Googles, yo.
What's their important?
Shea Moisture's mission statement.
Yeah, let's look at the mission statement, because what I'm trying to say is, if the mission statement is to produce products that black people can use for themselves, right? That's one type of mission statement. If a white company buys it, but they're still producing those products that black people can use, is it a misleading statement? Black people still can use those products. They still have
Well, I think it is still misleading because you're assuming that white corporation has the best interest of
understand
the black
something.
customer
Understand
when
something.
They actually don't.
When you buy a business, when you purchase a business, you don't purchase it to completely disrupt the way it functions. You purchase it because
they fucking. Yo,
you purchase a business because of the fact that it's working. And that the market that they're selling to.
I'm gonna read it.
Go ahead.
All right. What we stand for: inclusively exclusive. The best in personal care and beauty should not belong to the few. Our accessibility comes compromise free. They already fucking up. Modern wisdom, recipes handed down from a healer, make for potent 21st century cures. Yo, is this
whole thing's mad safe? I'm gonna let you know right now,
bro. This is shit,
dude. I don't know. Look. I don't even know what
this fucking idiot.
I can show you.
Pass me this. I got it. All right, mission statement. At Shea Moisture, our mission is cultivated to make better for you beauty, hair, and skincare products with certified organic and natural ingredients. Always be eco-friendly, cruelty-free, fair trade. We give back the goodness by supporting charitable organizations and women in underserved communities globally, across the United States and in our local community.
Okay.
By Jay's logic, they can sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because not only that, remember you
safe.
said they still own majority percentage. Mm-hmm. So
I'm saying no. In this, I'm saying in this example, they just outright sold the company.
Okay, if they did that, and the company's new owners changed the mission statement, then I can say people have a right to say and be upset about the fact that it's changed.
I respect it. All right, okay.
But if they don't change the mission statement and they keep it the same, but they just white owners, that means that it's still benefiting the people who it was originally meant to benefit.
You got faith in them, huh?
I'm not. Wow, man. Listen,
I'm just asking. I'm just
gonna ask you. So, did Jamin John? Did he mess up by selling FUBU?
I mean,
Would
he's still a shark. Is he not still a shark?
That's what I'm saying. That actually,
selling
that was a platform for him to be a bigger businessman.
He's on national TV as a black businessman who made certain moves to get him where he is, and he shows his expertise every time that they air an episode of that show. He gets to input his expertise as a black businessman. One of the things he did was start and sell FUBU. I mean, at the end of the day,
it was supported by black people. It was owned by black people.
Is he wrong for that?
No, I think he made the right move.
Because here's another thing about business.
FUBU was going
exactly.
FUBU was going down.
That's what I was going to say.
I think he projected. You know what? This company I own might not last the long run, but if I sell it now, I can capitalize off of what we're doing now.
And do whatever else he wants to do.
And do whatever else I want.
Why are you looking at me like I disagree? Like,
I mean, I don't know. Some people might, tweet it out.
I was just looking over
Tweet
it.
it out.
If you feel like Damon John, you know what I mean?
Come on, man.
But I feel like
Dre
Dre
support black clothing, so obviously
FUBU, that's what
he had to be smart.
FUBU was definitely
FUBU, all of them, they knew what it was, yo.
Hold up.
That's
FUBU
why they
was
selling
definitely
a lot of
supported by
Asian,
black people first.
Manufacturers now.
It was for us and by us. So
I mean, you can't change that name. I mean, for us, by us is a pretty significant name.
Yo, white people started wearing FUBU because black people were wearing FUBU. Let's keep it real.
Okay. And if you ever hear his story, his
let's go back to
pretty
2005.
Amazing.
Nah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like the way it all happened.
No one looks at him, I think, with fouling. No one looks at them. No one looks at him foul. I think it's like you said. If a company's saying this is for black people, by black people, and they're kind of driving that promise,
yes,
then I don't think they should sell because I brought this thinking
to support, yes, right, to support your why, your mission.
That makes sense.
But when you leave it open ended.
If you leave it open ended, I mean that's everything else is marketing,
right?
I mean,
they obviously plan on selling.
To go back to Shea Moisture, right? If you will allow me, Rome, to read the second question.
Go for it.
All right. Is it okay for black business to expand beyond their black customers? And so the reason why I say this is because Shea Moisture got into a huge controversy, right, with their commercial that was catering towards white ladies and I believe it was like either Latina and one racially ambiguous black sister, right? But for the most part, this was like.
I mean, but isn't that kind of fucked up that you say that she's racially ambiguous black? Like,
I have to. The reason why I have to say that, right, is because
is she not black too?
I always get. But hold on. The reason why I say that is because they have a different type of textured hair, and so Shea Moisture was geared towards, the kinkier side of hair.
But pause. Let me ask you a question though.
Another direction.
I'm going to interject. Are you 100% certain that Shea Moisture was only for that type of hair, kinkier, tougher hair? Are you 100% certain of that? Because if it wasn't, and it was just for black hair across the board.
Hold on, I got my peoples over here.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I think that's what black people.
I know a lot of Ethiopians with straight hair, B.
That makes a difference.
What happened?
They black. I know a lot of Ethiopians with straight hair.
That was the first place where I seen like the difference. I guess like however it's measured, like C8 and
because
stuff.
Even amongst black hair, you know what I mean. There's a variation,
there's a lot of
and you can't. This. To be quite honest with you, and let me, and I know this just because I study some of this stuff. Most of the stuff that these black companies who deal with hair, most of it is marketing, and I'll tell you why. Because nothing you put on your hair really even makes a difference. How your hair grows.
You done fucked up, bro.
Okay, hair. Listen, hold on, pause.
Let him ride.
Hair comes out of your head dead. It's dead. It's not alive.
That's true. Facts.
So what you put on hair doesn't do anything for hair. All it does is make it slick. It's the truth. Your diet is
I was with you until you said that.
Dude, let me ask you.
I'm gonna tag my mans, yo.
Okay, go ahead. Please explain. Please explain to me how anything you can do to
we got researchers on the squad.
Anything you do to manipulate the outside of your hair truly affects the way your hair grows. Truly affects the way your hair grows.
The food you eat affects the hair.
Exactly.
Stimulate what follicle?
Who's talking?
One of the reasons why straighter hair grows is because the oils that we have called sebum
Yes, I know.
The
what
oil that we
sebum
have, the
is.
sebum travels
Yes.
all the way down their hair strand, and it allows it to coat the hair strand and let it grow.
Ooh.
What happens is that black people, because our hair is coily, that sebum is not able to travel up the follicle in order to moisturize the hair. You need to moisturize the hair in order for the hair to grow, and it cuts and it splits, and that's why a lot of coily hair, which is attached to black people, tends to not grow. So yes, there is a.
Does your hair absorb
It's
any of these?
what did you say?
Essential.
My friend made a mistake.
Okay. Okay. You gave the perfect word.
But it doesn't cause it to grow. But it's things like Jamaican black castor oil will stimulate the follicle to induce growth. But the sebum that he was talking about, that has to stay on the hair shaft for it to not break.
Okay, so the optimal word here is maintain, right? Not grow, because as I just mentioned, what you put on your hair does not cause it to grow, because hair comes out of your head dead. It's like fingernails. It's already dead, right? I'm not saying that hair products aren't purposeful.
Yo, that's
I'm
what you
saying
said.
the majority
said,
of
bro.
the way
No, the
that
majority of
they
the
He's saying
market to you
they're marketing
about,
something that it doesn't
this is
do.
gonna grow. Yeah,
Oh, that's what you're saying.
that's
Okay.
marketing.
All right,
Okay, because it's diet that dictates how well your hair grows.
That's what I was saying.
Not
That's
what
you
you
into
put
your body.
on your hair. So
You better get your avocado up, B.
yeah, I mean, so that's what I'm trying to say.
Why you looking at
That
me?
whole
good
that whole
facts.
that whole
Get them
thing.
good facts.
Look, my girl, let me rephrase that. My fiance
Yeah.
has
Show
natural
respect.
hair, right? She has natural hair. Yeah, we get it. Shout out to my fiance. She has natural hair.
Yeah.
Now she always argues with me about it, but she knows the truth. She does protein treatments. She'll wrap it up and do. She does it to maintain. And the maintenance, yes, like she gets her edges cut, right? That cutting,
so do I.
her ends. She gets her ends cut. The reason she cuts the ends is so that there's not a split, so that it goes all the way down to the shaft. That just maintains it. But as far as growth is concerned, she saw the most amount of growth when she switched up the way she ate, not based on what she put on her hair.
That diet is key.
That diet is key. So when a company comes to you that is black owned and tries to sell you that basket of grow luscious long hair, you know what I mean? I mean, come on. A lot of these products on the actual like
Yo, they
Any
use the
product with a
imaging.
label.
yeah, they
for the
use the
most
imaging
part,
to
at this
denote
point.
that. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Products don't help you grow hair.
Well, I'm getting at the fact that
that's true.
I'm getting at the fact that we have to realize that there's not always a lot of authenticity in, even if it's a black owned, they're still just trying to make a profit. And they need to use marketing a certain way to get that profit and to get a message across.
Yeah, but however, all right. So again, well, we're gonna go into it a little bit later, right? However, when as a customer, right, and you're watching TV, and then you watch a particular brand, right,
Yes.
that goes out their way to show you, right, people
Yes.
that look like you, right,
Yes.
you're proud, right? You go like, yeah, that's the company that I support.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, that same company that you've been rocking with for years, out of nowhere, they start adjusting their products, using different types of ingredients, watering down the products. And next thing you know, you see commercials with people that don't look like you anymore. How are you supposed to feel?
I mean, obviously, that the way you explain it, if it happens the way you're explaining it,
I'm
know,
not
I'm
even
just
joking.
saying,
That's
if
how
it-
it happened, bro.
so what I'm saying is, if it happens the way you've explained it,
Shea Moisture, that's how it
their
happened.
products became weaker. You're saying their products are now weaker?
Yeah, they adjusted the they know. I know they know.
They
Shea
adjusted.
Moisture, when they adjusted the ingredients to like water it down. Like I know this because like my students be telling me about this. I don't know much.
Okay, but is that
you know.
accurate? I mean,
Yo,
God bless your students, but is that accurate that
Yo.
that they understand Shea Moisture's
Like,
chemical
when Shea
breakdown?
Moisture, went to target, the white audience. They adjusted the actual like chemicals.
Did they water it down?
that water-
Yeah, but
and
okay.
pretty much students were saying
Unless
they
you
watered
can
it
prove
down.
this, that sounds more like you know what I mean?
In particular, but they do advertise their ingredients on all their products. So if they did, like when they first created it in 1991, I think,
Yes.
when they first did that, and they had all the ingredients, try to be, whatever, healthy and stuff like that. And then when they switched over and people they advertise that the most, if people can see that it was different, then yeah, you could go as far.
But
as
is that happening now?
that I can't answer for
Okay, so when I'm just answering
research team.
He said
Come on.
research.
Yo, what's
Also,
good, man?
I'm just
What's good?
answering for
Let's
now
do it.
because the way you posed the question to me, the way you posed the question was that happened. And I'm asking you if it happened.
Yo, bro.
Then if it happened that way, and that's
I believe
provable,
it happened. Because they wouldn't have reasons to lie to me, as well as there's been like several videos on YouTube where people like famous like YouTubers also saying the very same thing.
that what?
That Shea Moisture changed their products, the formula, to make it more marketable towards white and fairer skin. And,
But I mean,
straighter
even
haired people.
the reason that is a problem with that statement is because there's only so much you could really do in a hair product, anyways, when it comes to maintaining hair. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really that complicated.
All right, you know what? Let's take the hair care industry out of it. Let's just, I don't know, pick something else, right? Where a company started off where it's their entire clientele base were all black folk,
Yes.
and then they're like, "Yo, we cornered this market, but we must expand."
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Is that an ethical thing for them to do, to expand to a non-black?
Beyond black customers.
Business wise, if they have reached a certain limit, they have no choice.
But they've marketed themselves as this black business that services their customers.
Well, then, I mean, they put their own foot in their mouth if they did that, because that doesn't allow them to expand the way they may need to once they hit that ceiling. You know what I mean? So it's like they may hit a ceiling, and then they have to expand. But if they mark that they did change the.
Yes,
What did they
Research
change?
squad.
What did they
Let's go.
change?
So
So first of all, cite your source. Come on, college.
this is
student.
from Curly Nikki, actually. Curly Nikki.
Oh, who the hell is Curly Nikki, man?
No, this is it's really about the natural. This is real.
I'm not. No, I'm saying you're about to cite something that says that they changed their.
Yeah, so what they did is that Shea Moisture put their ingredients list on their website.
Yes.
And then they bought the bottle it's Curl and Style Milk, coconut and hibiscus curl and style milk. And then they took a picture of the ingredient list on the bottle, compared it to the ingredient list that Shea Moisture put out, and they're two, like the order in which, if you know ingredients, like the closer, the first thing
is the most.
Exactly. Shea Moisture claimed and said that they shea butter was their second most used ingredient in their product, and it seems to not be so when you compare what's on the bottle and what Shea Moisture put on their website.
So they said, what's the most ingredient? The second most? Shea butter?
They said that shea butter was like their most
and does shea butter help black people more than it helps white people?
That wasn't the question that you guys. That's not the question that you asked.
No, but.
The question.
Yo, listen.
I'm saying, but changing the
strategies. You ain't gonna do that to us.
No, pause.
You ain't
You said you ain't gonna do that to us.
Changing a product doesn't necessarily mean it's being changed to cater towards one race.
Facts, but when your company goes out to say like this is the reason why our product is what it is, but it's not. You're telling your audience one thing, but then when you have on your website it's a different thing. You are kind of lying.
Okay,
to your
well, yeah, they may be lying to their customers about the concentrations of the stuff that's
which
in
is
their
really
product.
important.
However, the argument is, are they doing it to cater to white people?
Is this your new question that you're asking?
People's hair can't hold oil for a long period. The shaft of a white person's hair can't hold oil for a long period of time. That's why they have to wash their hair every 1 to 2 days. The shaft of a black person's hair with, 4C, if we're going by the curling method or the curl method, it holds oil for a longer period of time, and it has to for you to maintain the actual moisture and the hair shaft in general. So what I'm saying, diluting the product to that thing is to.
But shea butter being not the second ingredient doesn't dilute the oil content.
But if you're,
it means that there's less.
No, there are many different types of oil. Shea butter is just but one type of ingredient.
But if your company is called Shea Moisture, and if you're saying that, you know, the reason why our company is because we use shea butter and we use it the most in our product, and then you change your product ingredient, and shea butter happens to be like the 9th thing when it was the 2nd thing, that is like,
so
what is
shea butter's position on the bottle now? From 2 to what? What has it gone to?
So on the packaging, on the ingredients on your bottle, it says that it's 2nd. On their website, the ingredients, it's very far down. I can't even find it.
Well, what's the first thing?
Water,
right?
Water.
So that should tell you something right there. I mean,
that's
for everyone.
right. That should tell you something.
But their second.
Okay, what's their second? What's the second on the website?
So the second on the website is coconut oil, and then the third one is glycerin.
Okay,
but the second one on the bottle is shea butter, and then the third one is coconut oil, and the fourth one is sugar starch. Like, there's no.
But coconut oil is it's lighter. It may be cheaper to obtain than shea butter, and it's still an oil.
So you're just saying that they didn't.
I'm saying, you see what I'm trying to
say?
say? Like,
they didn't make the change.
You're saying the difference between shea and coconut oil somehow denotes that they're catering towards white people.
Yo, first and foremost, I don't even like how you cross your left.
Come on,
son.
don't
you know what I'm saying? Like,
don't
hate. Talking like you a hair care expert, dog.
I mean, let me just
interject. I don't think that it means that they're catering to white people because they made
the second ingredient is coconut oil. The second ingredient is coconut oil and not shea butter, and now it's like...
And coconut oil is good for your hair. That's what I put in my hair.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I eat coconuts.
Come on.
Coconuts.
There's only so many essential oils your hair will absorb anyway.
Like,
that's not... I forget how many, but...
That's just not a strong argument.
All right, yo, what else?
They may be lying. They may have lied, and that is on them if they're lying about that. But
one thing I know about all black conservatives... Yo, I'm
not conservative, bro.
I don't even know.
All right.
I'll just say.
I just use logic. That's all
I agree with your assertion that what you put in your body matters more.
One thing that they do say, like, you know, different countries.
Yes.
Countries do have different regulations.
Yes.
So that's something that you have. If you're making products for different countries.
Yes.
Different countries have,
yes, absolutely.
Do have like ingredients.
There are
the U.S. and the U.S. and the UK do have different regulations.
Absolutely.
So, you know, sometimes.
Right now, there's about 40 chemicals that are banned in every other country except the United States. I'm just saying. And
because the corporations run the government.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it goes both ways, because coconut oil is both a hair product and a food product. You know what I'm saying?
The corporations are lobbying to the government what laws they want.
Go ahead.
Hold on. And then I want Fu and Dre to answer this.
You got it.
Because I'm pretty sure you guys will have diverse views on this. Should we support black business if they are believed to perpetuate white supremacy? Oh, I know you love that word. Or cause harm to our people? Like
Explain.
Black church,
that's confusing.
Black organizations financed by black corporations and philanthropists, liquor stores, fast food chains, etc.
Hash that out. That's a little confusing.
The organization itself, right?
Yes.
Isn't really there to uplift the people. It's there to just take resources out.
Okay.
What is your views on that as a business owner yourself?
When you start it depends on the level that business is at. Think about that for a second. Me as a business owner right now, I can only do so much to give back to.
Yo, how about this? All right, so you're into like the health stuff. Food is also.
Yes,
so like, let's say McDonald's, right? You know, it's clearly McDonald's is harmful. It's dangerous.
Yeah,
it's causing all kind of diseases in our community.
Yes,
all right.
So is fried chicken.
Exactly. So like KFC, Popeyes, all that. Okay. So if it's black owned, do we give it a pass or should we?
So like black owned bleaching cream.
No, that's
yeah, perfect. Or black owned bleaching cream, whatever. Because it causes harms in our community. Should we?
Do you support it? No.
That's down to that's an individual basis thing, right? That comes down.
Drug dealers give turkeys in the hood, but they selling drugs. So like it don't matter. Like If you,
you kind of have a point with that.
That's
you gotta have a point with that.
So would you take that turkey though?
Huh?
Would you take that turkey from the drug
That's
dealer?
why I said. That's why I said him. No,
answer the question though.
I don't eat meat.
This is why I
they
said
have a tofu turkey.
A tofurkey?
A tofurkey.
Just for you.
It's
a tofurkey, bro.
From a drug dealer.
I have friends. And he said hotep. He said, "Yo, peace, God."
So, but yo, listen.
It's never acceptable. It's food.
I don't eat tofu, by the way, but
it's an individual choice. That comes down to individual choice. You can't force someone to ethically run a business.
Yo, hold on, time out.
Nah,
you can't do that.
Because it's a community
cannot.
question.
But hold on,
you
know why?
Everybody in the world knows McDonald's
question.
is not good for you, yet McDonald's still survives. Why? Because you cannot force people to eat the way you think they should
true.
eat.
We got black-owned liquor stores.
They're going to do what they want to do. That's a personal decision. And if, for example,
let me ask you a question.
Hold on. Let me make this point.
Stop.
When
it
became,
you ever been to Milton?
Milton where?
Milton.
Yeah, I have a lot of, yes.
There's a lot of towns that say certain companies, they cannot post up shop over here in these cities.
That's true.
For a reason. Because the city says, now we're not supporting that fuckery.
What do you mean? Like what? Give me an example.
I don't know, like a liquor store.
They have their own liquker stores.
They build ordinance. Nah,
they be having
wineries.
Here we go. Okay, I think what you're trying to say is
one liquor store within said block radius.
And then on certain days it's closed and this, that, and the third.
We don't have those ordinances in our community, so we just
why?
We just let it all in.
Because black folk love
There's no standard.
Okay, is that not a personal thing? Is that not a personal decision?
No, it's political. It's not
how
personal.
is that political?
Because
to love liquor is political.
Like 50
Cent got a liquor. Diddy got a liquor.
Why he acting like he Obama, son?
No, you're right. Shouts out to Memphis Bleak.
Everybody got liquor.
By the way,
so if it was political, they wouldn't own a fucking vodka company, which they all do magically because they know it makes money.
They do,
and they know black people love their liquor.
And then, you're right.
No, so let me ask you as a business owner who's also a black man.
Yes.
Do you even believe in, I'll say, black business ethics?
What? Define that. What is that?
What are black business ethics?
So normal ethics, right, in business is usually like, the objective's not to do harm, this, and the third, right? However, I think in the black community, because of, unemployment rates, because of, the poverty level, like 25% under the poverty line, everything like that, don't you feel like as business owners, you're more obligated to empower your community versus just like a general ethical business practice?
Yes and no. And I'm
this is one of those like Floyd Mayweather type questions. You don't
what?
That's what I'm saying.
That's
like
a yes and no, and I'll tell you why. I'll be completely candid.
I can explain Floyd.
Explain that later. You're never going. And one thing in business that you have to understand is that you're never going to be able to satisfy everybody, right?
Facts.
Even if you do something, it's not enough for a certain group of people. Oh, I employed blacks, but I'm not paying them enough. Or I pay them, but I'm not giving them a share of my company. You know what I mean? It's like there's always going to be somebody that complains about the fact that you're not doing it the way they want you to do it. And it's like, I own a company. I have a black employee, right? But maybe his complexion is not black enough for somebody to be considered a black employee.
That's true.
So it's like,
Pharrell got in trouble for that cover.
So it's like, where do I win? Where do I win? So the ethics part, again, it comes down more to the individual and his mission statement, and the people who are going to rock with him are just going to rock with him. The people who are not, he can't do anything about it. Because
should the black community like develop, I don't know, like a code of business conduct?
Well, what it sounds like you're saying is, well, again, that's how you're gonna do that. How you gonna implement
black people
that?
are not monolithic.
Tupac was about to do like a thug constitution.
Nah, that sounds like communism.
Say you got the nutrition.
It can't work in capitalism.
It can't work in capitalism.
So you got the nutrition store, and the next man right next door, he owned the liquor store.
I think that's a key part you gotta recognize. Though, it's capitalism. At the end of the day,
dude. If I'm a vegetarian,
different things,
and you're a butcher, and you're trying to talk about ethics, I'm a vegan. Yeah, I'm a vegan black business owner. You're a meat eating black business owner. what you consider ethical, I'm gonna say that's unethical.
Yeah.
So there's no way we're gonna meet in the middle about that, because our ideologies are completely different.
We might not with those, maybe. However, there's certain things that I think universally we could all agree upon. Like, you know what, that causes harm. Like, for example, right, casinos. Why do you think casinos are always a hot topic? Because casinos bring high crime, prostitution, drugs, and violence. You know, so because of that, towns go, nah. But the argument's always, yo, but this casino will develop so many jobs for the community. But people go, but is it worth all of that? All of those laws being broken.
That's why I said, again, it's about personal choice.
But that's not a personal choice.
That's political.
That's political
in a way.
It gets voted.
No. I'm saying personal choice as in the people that's being marketed to.
What?
If I own a casino, am I to believe that everyone that comes to a casino is an addicted gambler? Can some people go to a casino, like we've all probably been to a casino? Can some people go to, a casino, have a good time, and go home and not be affected by the loss?
Yes.
Right? If that is true, then why can't I cater to those people? Then you have the other sect of people who they can't just go to a casino and leave. They become addicts. Is it my fault that they become addicts?
Hold on. Say that again.
I'm saying, you've been to a casino, Rome.
Yes.
You can say the same thing about the liquor store.
That's what I'm saying.
I provide liquor for people
That's
so
what I'm
they
saying.
can party and
so
have
they can
fun
have a birthday party.
But if you're an alcoholic, it's not my fault.
Is it my fault? Exactly. Right? Is it my fault?
If it becomes systemic in your community and there's 10,000 alcoholics, it's still not my fault. I ain't tell y'all to be alcoholics.
Because guess what happens now? No.
I
mean that. Don't fuck it up, fool.
So you hypothetical ass motherfucker.
Don't fuck it up. No, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, it do happen in our communities, though. These type of businesses.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, yo.
We got cigarettes in our communities.
Yo, listen.
That flirt, like,
I will probably buy a liquor store. I'm just keeping it 100.
I mean, listen. I was in New York one time. I bought a shot of Patron. When the lady told me the price, my business mind went off, right? And I was like, hold up. You said how much for this shot? Then when I looked at the bottle and I calculated the ounces to the shot, I said, yo, these dudes are making bank.
Yeah, facts.
They're making, not only can they buy the liquor wholesale, but then they're selling you individual shots of this bottle for which they paid nothing for.
Not even that. Yo, I used to be a bar back, bro. And they watered down the fucking drinks. They're so disrespectful.
It's crazy.
Wait, you water down the shots, B?
Yo.
How you water down a shot, B?
Dude, yo.
I didn't know they watered down the
bro,
shots.
Yo, they do grimy stuff. Like, yo, you'll say, yo, Henny, right? You think you buying a premium brand. They fill that shit up with some other fuckery, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you buy some, you think you getting some, what's it call it, like, Smirnoff, yo, you getting Reuben, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, half that bitch is Reuben, dog. Water it down.
It's a hustle, baby.
They just shake it well. You know
see, that's where the ethics part comes in. That's where the ethics part comes in.
Hustle.
You know what I mean? And that person has to deal with when shit like that gets found out. Those businesses suffer greatly when shit like that gets found out.
So that's not okay, but it's okay to hustle people when you tell them exactly how you're gonna die.
As long as you're upfront with the poison.
Up front with the death. Yo, this is gonna kill you, but
yo, do y'all agree?
I agree.
All right, cool.
I agree.
Yo, but for sake of time, one more question for this segment. Now,
I don't know.
Yo, listen, I want everybody to answer this, including myself.
Stand with the light. I don't know.
Keep it 100.
Let's go.
You first.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. If you was facing 25 to life in prison,
yes.
You watch Power?
No.
All right. Well,
I don't.
25 to life in prison.
I really don't.
That's the.
Would you hire? Yo, listen. Your life is now like it could be over.
Okay.
You might be like in a cell with a dude that just wants your asshole, bro. Like, pause. I'm just saying.
Yes.
It's a dire situation. It's real out here in these
pipe
streets.
fights.
Pipe fights. Yeah. Like pipe. So now, you have a choice. Yo, would you hire a black lawyer or a Jewish lawyer, and why? This is how I know. This is how I know his consciousness level. Let's go.
Ready?
Let's go.
You ready?
Go.
I hire who's the most competent lawyer. I don't give a fuck who he is,
Yo, Johnny
black
Cochran got
or
OJ off,
white.
baby.
Johnny
If I'm gonna face 25 to life, I want to see all those degrees. I want to see the cases you've won, and if you happen to be black, you're hired.
All right, so let me ask you a question. So you don't have no favoritism towards one or the other as a business owner.
As a business,
Let's think about this.
Yes,
You're accountant, you're a lawyer. So these people, you don't go. You don't have. Let's be honest.
I
Do
have.
you think twice when you look at a black one and keep it a buck?
No, it depends how their business is run. When I've seen some black accountants, because I have an accountant. He's not black.
Why am I not surprised?
But when I see how their business is run, and trust me, I've been inside. When I see the stacks of papers all over the place, and the magnets falling off, and niggas don't know where nothing is. Hell no, you're not handling my money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, and I don't really have time to go interview black accountant after black accountant. I need it done, and I need it done now. So it's like you only have one time to make
To make the right
the right impression. You know what I'm saying?
What's your answer?
What?
So my answer is confidence.
I'm getting a black.
You got a choice.
Lawyer.
Black or Jewish lawyer,
Yo,
dog.
Johnny Cochran, yo.
You're facing 25 to life.
Johnny Cochran is my lawyer. That's it.
All right.
Only?
Rome.
Only Johnny Cochran.
Oh, well, you in jail. The nigga dead. So
Yo, listen.
so that'd be another Johnny
Yo,
Cochran
listen,
you talking
we got
about.
some technology to bring people's DNA back,
Shit.
yo.
Here we go.
Yo, what if your cellmate's like, yo, dog, yo, them beads looking real cute, dog.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying?
Let me
You
put one
I'm a
inside
man,
you.
dog.
Let me put a couple inside you and pull it out slow, fool.
You gonna have to take that, yo.
You gotta take that.
You're gonna have to try. Like, listen, I'm not gonna
Yo,
back
why
down.
would you fall asleep?
We got ice picks, yo.
Oh shit.
Yo,
What you know about ice picks?
Yo,
What if you
good.
sleeping, son?
Give me that ice pick in the calf. That's it.
Yo, you sleeping in your little
listen.
bunk, and the
Make sure
homeboy just
You
whispers
go to
in your
jail,
ear.
make sure you go to.
He just whispers in your ear.
Yo,
he just whispers in your ear and
make
says,
sure you get the
"Onks up."
access.
Onks up.
Make sure you get the access to working in cafeteria.
He's like-
Yo, fool. Yo, he whispers in your ear.
I
He
like
whispers in your ear and says, "Onks up." What you do?
Huh?
What you do then?
I just say, huh?
You go, huh? Yeah, you go. Wish you had a
What's wrong
Jewish
with you,
lawyer.
brother?
You try to go on Malcolm
What's
on
wrong
him?
with you, brother? What's wrong with you, brother? What's going on, brother? Alright, let's say hypothetically this dude's bigger than me or whatever. He's strong. You know what I mean? Whatever. Listen.
Yo, I have a better question.
Anybody can
I have
get
a
it.
I have
That's
a
what
better
I'm saying.
question.
Anybody can
I
get
have
it.
a better
Yo,
question.
listen.
I have a better
Yo,
question.
ice picks, dog.
What if you
I
were
gotta
the
be
one?
your
Hold on. What
paw.
if you were the one doing the raping? Ethically, is it
I
right?
can't-
Is it right
Who
for
am I
you as the
raping?
bigger
What?
black dude to do the raping to the
I
other
can't
cat?
rape nobody, B.
Huh?
That's not in my
you-
structure.
Oh, I see.
Yo, it's not in mine either,
He said
Dre.
it's
I don't
not
know
in
what
the
you
structure.
talking about, dog. Like,
No, he's
yo.
saying he gonna ask him what's good, brother. But I'm saying, what if he's the brother that's doing the raping? What's he gonna ask himself?
What?
You know what I mean? How you gonna pause yourself?
I mean, if you raping people, you gotta ask yourself some questions, yo.
how you gonna pause yourself?
Y'all wildin'.
I can't.
Yo, let's get back to the
rape.
question.
I can't
Yo,
rape.
All right, yo,
wow.
Rome. Yo,
I can't rape.
Rome.
25 to life.
25 to life.
First of
Yo.
all, why the fuck
You getting
anybody
black lawyers,
doing
though. All black
25 to
lawyers.
life, dog? What
Yo,
you getting into?
You never know. Anything can happen out here, yo.
Yo, Bill Cosby got a
Yo,
black
how
lawyer.
about this, yo? Yo,
Black lawyers
your
all
business
day.
partner, right? You found out your business partner's been stealing like a quarter mil from the company, and next thing you know, that person just end up dead. Yo, they know you found out.
Yes.
So now you're like the top
I got it.
suspect.
I got
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
got it.
You know what I mean? So you facing a mean murder charge.
I got it.
25 to life.
I got it.
25 to life.
I got it.
Rome, who you going with?
Listen, I want to say what Dre said and say the most competent,
But Rome's like, I'm going with the Jew.
but I gotta be honest, yo. I'm gonna look towards some Jewish lawyers.
Hold on, but what makes you think Jewish lawyers don't lose cases, my nigga?
Yo,
What you
facts.
talking
They
about?
lose cases. I mean, everyone
a lot
loses cases.
of cases.
But I'm looking at the top tier. I'm looking at the people who got the money, and I'm looking at their lawyers, and I'm just considering that.
All right, y'all fucked up. I'm going to give
You
y'all
know?
the answer.
Attorney at all.
Yo, listen, you go with the black lawyer. And the reason why, when it comes to trials, black lawyers have more charisma. I learned this actually in undergrad. Yo,
Black lawyers have
they
more
actually have
charisma.
studies on this.
Oh shit! So is that a
Yo,
racial?
they
Is that
said-
a stereotype?
Could be. But yo, I'm facing a murder charge. Give me
You
the
want
brother.
him? You want him to?
I don't want the little Jewish kid with no charisma, yo. Give me the brother. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like,
but this is law, yo. So the facts stand.
Yo,
so,
no, y'all shut up. It's called a jury. You know what I'm saying? Like
Huh?
you need somebody
Jury.
with swag to convince those people to say, yo,
Yeah, but even
he's
the jury.
innocent.
So
jury
the facts
can
of the
be
case
convinced
don't
by
matter.
Information, yeah.
Yo, y'all,
The facts of the case don't matter.
are y'all serious, yo? Like, what country y'all live
Yeah,
in?
yeah, you right.
What fucking
There's
country
too many
y'all live in?
There's too many
Yo,
black
this don't
men
sound
locked up for
stupid
the
now, yo.
facts.
I be wondering, are they even black, yo, when they talking, yo?
Hold on. So you're saying I need somebody to perform
don't matter.
from
Yes.
this, not actually exercise the facts of the case. What the fuck are you talking
Oh my
about?
god, yo! Oh my god,
Yo, just
listen,
know this.
listen here,
Black
right?
lawyers all day,
yo.
yo.
Law isn't about actual justice. You know what I mean?
It's about
It's about what you can prove and what you can
Oh,
disprove.
so you know what? Before
Based
you go
on-
into it,
based on-
before you go into it,
Okay.
between the judge and the jury, depending on the case, who are you trying to persuade more? Because
Nah,
if it's the judge, you need facts.
Hold on. Yes and no. It all depends.
So are we
If it's
saying?
the judge, you need some facts.
Yes. No, you need facts for everyone.
You need facts for everybody.
facts
I'm just
is
saying.
First and
another
foremost,
word
all lawyers. Well,
for
I'm not gonna say.
evidence.
I'm hoping.
facts
I'm
of the
hoping
case.
that they're competent. I'm hoping they're competent, right?
Because you could get somebody up there that's chucking and jiving and don't know what they talking about.
But all I'm saying is this: like, you know what? If we're talking about, like, you know, let's say copyright infringement or something, yeah, sure, go with the Jewish lawyer. We talking about, yo, you need somebody to pour their heart out, they soul. You need a brother with some soul. You know what I'm saying?
So-
like,
so
hey,
what- so,
give
I
me a
mean,
brother. You know?
My man Bobby
You run the
Shmurda
risk.
had a
You
black-
run the risk
he had a
of
black
being
lawyer, though.
of him becoming a distraction. You
My
run
man-
the risk of him becoming a distraction to your case, and then the facts really not being ferreted out and listened to.
Yo, listen here.
Because if he becomes a distraction, then the jury could miss some shit with his
Yo, first and
extravagance.
foremost,
So Dre, you saying the race
most-
don't matter?
most
You just
black
need
defense
you need the lawyer
attorneys-
who's doing the
most
who's
black
doing the
defense
job the
attorneys
best.
used to be prosecutors.
I don't
so
think
they
the
know
race matters.
exactly what to say. They know exactly who to look for. They know exactly, like, this juror, that juror, gotta go.
yeah, but
You see
both
what I'm
have to
saying?
agree. Both,
Why does
Yes,
so
of
many
course.
black
to agree.
Of course,
prosecutors?
yes.
So it's not that.
However,
you know what I mean?
What
I'm just
happened?
like, why is there so many black prosecutors though?
That's interesting.
Yo, listen, dog. They gotta get their foot in the game.
I'm just saying
See what I'm-
because I'm saying black men.
Think about.
convicting
Oh, you said,
black
all right.
men.
You got your law degree.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I know where you get you're now full esquire, right?
Yeah.
But you have no money. You have no capital to start your own firm. So you got to start from somewhere. You know what I'm
gotta
saying?
start from somewhere.
And
That'll
the
be all
best
right.
route, just work for the state. Be a prosecutor. Get the experience. Get your weight up. Get clout. Then you go and start your own thing. And then from there, because you have the experience of being a prosecutor, people trust you. Like, yo,
Yeah, but
listen,
there's Jewish lawyers
I
who
could
do that
defend
too.
you. You could do that.
Yeah,
I'm
but then
saying
that
I
gets
need a
in- that
person
gets
with
into
some
what-
soul to convince.
And plus-
I want my lawyer to talk when there's a sister on the juror stand, and they hear the story and they shed a tear, bro,
Okay.
so I could get out.
So
I wanna
let me
bring
ask you a
up-
question. What happens when he does that, and then it becomes an issue in the public eye of why is his black lawyer acting like this?
Yo,
Would you stand by your black lawyer
Yes.
for the way he's behaving?
OJ did it,
or will it?
OJ did it, and it worked out. Yo, white folk hated the fact that Johnny was like, "Oh, the glove don't fit,
You
muscle
can't
quit."
use OJ. That's one case out of so many cases.
Yeah, but
to
that's the
say
most
that-
popular case.
Yeah, but that's one case.
I hear you.
It ain't about popularity. That's one case with
I hear
one
you.
black
And shout out to
lawyer
Bobby Shmurda, too,
who
'cause-
showed his
Yo,
ass.
why you always
But-
I'm just
like
trying to say,
hating
yo.
on the brothers, yo?
No, no,
You
no,
sound
no,
like-
no,
you sound
no,
like-
I didn't hate on the brothers.
Your
We
subconscious
did.
is
I
saying,
didn't hate on it. I said, why you have to-
your subconscious just said shalom to me, son.
all right.
You know what I mean? Your
He's telling me
subconscious
my
just did
lawyer
that,
has
bro.
to perform for the jury in order for me to win
Yo,
the
word.
case.
Now he had some. Now he
had
had
to
some
shuck
buck
and
there.
jive, too.
So now my lawyer got a buck there.
Yo, that's basically what
Word.
he said.
So a black man, a black man
so
said,
many
"Yo,
words,
G,
hold on.
yo, G, I got you.
Hold on.
Trust
What's
me." And I
performance
said, "Yo,
to you?
bet."
What's
Huh?
performance to you?
Convincing the jury and the judge that I am innocent.
But what's performance to you? How does he perform that in a?
Hold on, am I bugging? What I'm saying?
Hold on. What?
Yo,
You
what
say
the
it
fuck?
now, but explain what performance is.
Yo,
So you're
you
saying
serious?
you don't want?
Yo, are you
I don't
serious?
think the performance
Yo,
matters as much as you think it is.
Yo, y'all are bugging. First and foremost, lawyers are orators. So stop it. You know what I'm saying? They
Yes,
literally they master
So
the
that
art
means
of
there's a
public
difference
speaking
between
for a
boring
reason.
lawyers and more
Skilled,
Skillful.
performing
Skillful.
for. Thank you. performative. Big words. Let's go.
So,
Okay.
but then that
Let's
doesn't
go.
only that's not just black lawyers.
Yo, whatever, bro. That could be anyone.
So,
however,
you wanted the brother
yo,
because
I
he's
want a
gonna
black
be
lawyer.
the-
Why? Because most likely 9 out of 10 times they will have the gift of gab. So I'm going with them.
I see.
Oh, all right.
All right.
I hope
So
you
let's
see.
say
No, I'm just saying.
hypothetically,
Aight.
You're explaining.
Shalom, brother.
But I don't
Yo,
think that.
I
That's
think this all
So let's
depends
say
on the case.
hypothetically,
I don't think that that's
Black
you
lawyer-
doing 25 to life.
black
my
lawyer
nigga.
that's
You got lost your case.
I would have to walk in, see the
listen.
jury, see the judge, and
Yo,
make a
we gonna have
decision
to
from
go
there.
visit. Man,
hypothetically.
he just did 25.
You got a
Yo,
black
this
lawyer
nigga-
that can get you off. He's capable. He has the mind sense. He has the, and you got a Jewish lawyer who's also competent, and you know he got the skills. The black lawyer costs 3 times more as the Jewish lawyer. They both got the skills. What do you do?
You see, again,
Yo, dog.
when we talk about shit
I'm
like
just
this,
saying.
Questions don't matter, yo.
I'm
Let's
just
go to the
saying.
next
Why
segment,
don't
yo.
Why don't
Yo,
money
next
matter?
segment, yo.
Listen,
Next
money
segment.
matters, bro.
Next segment, yo.
Y'all
We
just
money
violated.
matters.
into Black Panther, yo.
Money matters.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Money
You know what I'm saying?
Money matters, man.
I'd rather make you wet. I'd rather make you wet. We getting money. That's what they say. We getting money. We getting money. That's what they say. Hashtag the black cause, black cause, black cause, black